Hello, Lucky Sixes, Proxy Table Gaming, Glory of Golden State Gaming fans as well, maybe?
Yes.
Because this is it.
Hello.
Hello,
Yeah,
this is it.
the challenge is on.
It
Officially,
has been on.
finally. We've actually played this a little while ago, but just
Yes.
getting around to recording it because we've been so busy.
And so have they,
Yes.
because we are just busy bees with
Mm,
life and with wargaming.
yes.
And yeah,
It's
it's crazy, isn't it?
been a big year. It's been it's going to be even bigger. But we get to the challenge. They called us out, and you may have seen some videos before. I'll link them to this video. You might get pop up. I don't know.
Yeah. We should say
And
we sound a bit croaky as well, don't we? Because we're only about 12 hours after Art of War when recording this.
we are, yeah.
So we're right on it.
This is
Straight back
it.
into the game.
There is no respite, and
No,
we do not back down from a challenge. And here
never.
we are up against the Golden of Glory Estate Gaming.
Glorious state.
Glorious,
Yeah. Do you notice their dice don't have any sixes on? Is that a power move, do you think?
maybe.
Yeah, I think it is.
But yeah.
I think it is.
And first up in the challenge is myself
Yeah.
against
Yeah.
a Vespacian who
Mm.
he's not taking the right elves.
No,
He
definitely
should
not.
be taking high elves, but he's taken Sylvan
No,
elves
no,
and
no. I thought you meant dread elves, but you
yeah,
go on.
yeah. And is up against my warriors. So we sort of we did a list reveal on
Yeah,
the first round. So
it was like revealing the sheet and here's my army kind of thing, wasn't it? We did.
yes,
So
so
lists were chosen in secret completely.
yeah,
There was a
and
lot of banter.
matched up against each
Yeah.
other was me v Vespasian first up,
Hmm.
and and we were excited to do this. At the time, I was using a Warriors list, so I thought, yeah, let's punch that into it.
Mm.
And it's very similar to what you might have seen before. But here I am with a Chosen Lord. He's one up with Symbol of Slaughter, paired weapons. He's got like 8 attacks.
Yeah.
It's amazing. And Idler's Spite for a bit of extra stuff. He goes in with the Pride Warriors, so a big Zealot's Banner Pride Warriors unit. 2 Sorcerers, Evo and Alchemy, with a bunker of Barbarians. A unit of Chosen, who I love, with Wrath. Chosen Knights, who are equally good. And 2 units of Wretched Ones.
Yeah. You know
So
your source, your chosen lord.
I know my Chosen Lord.
Yeah, Hellforged armor, right? That's plate armor,
Mm-hmm.
and Thrice Forged is +3 armor.
Yes.
And you got paired weapons, weapon of slaughter. Do you
Yes.
pay for the shield? Or do
No.
you just get that?
You just get it as standard.
That's all right then.
Yeah.
Because you already won up.
Don't worry. Don't worry.
You know, I mean, I'm all for saving 5 points or 10 points or something. So, yeah.
But yes, so yeah, that's what I chose to take. Obviously, not knowing Sylvan Elves, and with the Sylvan Elves, Wretched Ones might be a pain as well. So I was like, okay.
Yeah. What does Pride do for the
Pride is
uninitiated?
3d6 leadership,
Oh, okay. Okay, so cold-blooded.
basically.
But in old money. Yeah.
Up against me is Avatar of Nature, who is a big beefy character. He's really good in combat. Tree Father
bit of
Ancient,
magic.
and he's got also later on a Tree Father, so triple tree, which is really cool. Really cool to see. Then we've got BSB with a longbow and Ether Icon.
Mhm.
I'm just going to check. Yeah, and a binding scroll.
Yeah.
Druid with shamanism. Adept is interesting. So he's got 2 adepts, and then he's got the Briar Maidens for another champion enclave as well, which is cool.
Conclave, but yeah.
Either one. 2 units of archers, 2 units of pathfinders, and 3 units of Heath Riders to top it off as well.
Yeah,
So
2 scoring, 1 not scoring.
whoa.
Yeah. Looking at this list, I was like, oh, yes, he's got the trees. That's awesome. And then I went down from the trees. I'm like, oh, his shooting is
a lot of shooting.
crazy. It is so shooting.
It's very shooting, and the trees obviously all have shooting as well. Prime Maidens, as well as being the Kenclave, is the poison shots as well. So lots and lots and lots of shooting. He has
There was a
decent
lot of,
magic.
oh, you're taking wimpy shooty
Yeah,
elves, you're
yeah.
being a right wimp, you're not going to fight us, that sort of thing
So
going
yeah, it's
around,
an
wasn't there?
interesting one.
So,
Normally, warriors struggle against Sylvan Elves, but with the wretched ones, actually, that could turn it the completely other way. So really interested to play this game. We played Refuse Flank. I think this was just random, right? I can't remember.
Yeah, we did ours random, me and Swamp, so yeah.
So it was Refuse Flank and Secure Target was the objective, which wasn't too bad. Pretty good objective for me, as his main scoring was the archers, but also the Heath Riders as well. So yeah, that would be interesting for me. This is deployment, and the spoils are one in the corner, which I put there, and he put one next to the hill.
Did you put the corner one in?
Yes, because he put the hill one down first, and then I thought, well, I'll go over there, and he has to split up his army, and I think my things can one-on-one him pretty easily.
I thought it was the other way around when I saw this pick originally, or watched the battle as it unfolded.
No, I put that one there.
Very interesting.
I didn't know whether I was going to put my Chosen or my Chosen Knights, but I did think my Chosen would struggle against a lot of the shooting, especially Pathfinders-wise. So I put them over there, and I thought, well, he's got to chew through 20 wounds in 6 turns if he does want to commit his shooting that way.
Right, okay. So you didn't put it over there thinking, I'm going to have to hold my Chosen hold it. You were thinking, I'm going to move my Chosen past it, and he won't be able to get to it because he's got to go through my Chosen.
Well, no, I was going to keep him there, and then
you're going to keep him there.
If I was looking good scoring wise in the other one, move them over. So, it all really depended on what was happening on the other side. The Chosen were there just to basically get his shooting away from my wretched ones.
Yeah.
But also my wretched ones are sort of like in the middle, so that they can go either way. They can either support the Chosen. Or go this way. So, I mean, in order to win the objective, I need to get one of these and make sure he's not doing the other one. Or if I need the Chosen there to at least draw it or win it, I will keep them there. That was my thought. Otherwise, I've got wretched ones with the barbarians behind them, big unit of warriors, and the Chosen Knights.
Yeah, nice.
Which, fairly compact list. From his point of view, I was just checking if there's anything behind this.
Are you going to remember which tree is which?
So the normal tree father is the top left, which is I was pretty happy with. I don't have a flaming banner, and obviously my magic's in the center, so it's just whether or not my Chosen could take it. But Chosen are Chosen, 31 attacks, so we'll see how that goes. He's got a bunch of archers in the forest, classic Sylvan thing.
The extra forest obviously has been placed at this point, hasn't it?
Yes, and I believe that's the one he's in, because the other one would have to be. It has to be on your side of the board,
and not wholly within your deployment zone, isn't it? Or something?
Yeah. He's got his 2 scoring units of Heath Riders at the back, one at the top of the board, one at the corner of the board.
I imagine they're the scoring ones at the back.
Yeah, the 2 scoring ones at the back. The chaff ones are next to the trees. The Briar Maidens are on the right, and the Tree Father Ancient, the caster, is behind the fighter.
Yeah.
He's got the BSB and the Shaman in the archers in the woods as well.
Yeah. I like it. So how are you feeling going into the shooting nastiness?
Well,
I mean,
with my Chosen over there and my wretched ones facing down his shooting, I wasn't too bothered because I didn't think he would go for the Chosen. He hasn't put his Pathfinders down though yet, so I wasn't overly sure where they go and what they'd do. So we'll go into that.
Sure.
And he basically decides to put them all together, and he goes first with the shooters. Obviously, the skirmishers, Pathfinders don't block line of sight or nothing like that. Yeah. So he just put them there, and the shooting began, really. At this point,
four units of archers shooting from that forest, pretty much.
Yeah. He's using the hill so that I can't see him and he can see round it. So he's just zoning me a little bit with the monsters. Briar Maidens come right out, hoping to tempt to charge. For the Chosen Knights. It's tough because I'm not going to be able to track them down. They're too fast for me. But we'll see how that goes really. But yeah, at this point, this is after his movement. It's very clear he's just trying to try and kill the wretched ones. However, it does mean that if my wretched ones can get there, all of the squishy infantry are there.
All wrapped up in one, yeah.
And will, if he wants to block himself or tar pit himself on them with the trees, then my warriors can come in to support later on. So, yeah, an interesting one. It's whether or not his shooting and magic can clear my wretched ones.
Yeah, we should mention as well that Aaron and Swamps from are going to be doing a battle report from their perspective of this same battle. So obviously watch ours first because it's better. But so check out the other's perspective of how Aaron was feeling, and
that will be interesting.
I'll definitely be checking it out.
Yeah,
see
for sure.
what slander they put against us. So,
yeah. That's his movement. Onto magic, he gets I think is it Swarm of Insects number 2.
Yeah, it is. It is
on the wretched ones to kill 2 wounds with, and break the spirit on my chosen knights just to stop them
moving too far.
Or if I do want to charge, it's just too much of a thing. So fair enough. I declare.
Go back. How many warriors did you have? This is shooting.
So this is a
charge. You started with 5 in your 3rd rank. Oh no, that's further on. Go back. You started with 5 in your 4th rank, and then after shooting,
I have 5 in my 3rd rank. So he kills 7.
7.
Which isn't too
despite
bad.
your 3 up armor save, right?
Yeah, but Pathfinders have the AP. So,
yes, they do. Yeah.
It was decent shooting. Killed 7. Killed a quarter of my unit.
Yeah, that's a lot of arrows.
He's not killing the wretched ones. So I was like, okay, he's focus firing, but he's doing
the opposite of what you thought.
I thought. I was like, all right. So I move up, and my wretched ones go cray. Marching right around.
Yeah.
My chosen just sort of come round the side, really, just to get to that objective and just say, right, you've got to come to me, or I'm going to win the objective.
Yeah.
Barbarians just sort of hang around, don't want to get too close to that avatar, and the chosen knights kind of just stay where they are. I'm not too worried about them. I'm more on countercharging. If he goes into with the trees, because nothing's going into my wretched ones apart from the trees, right?
Yeah.
And if he does, he's going to get countercharged with my warriors.
Yeah, so, it's probably worth saying as well that he very much heard the whole lucky 6s drops for first thing and took that off you, right?
Yeah. Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
But yeah, so there's that for movement. For magic, I get all the Word of Iron, which is amazing on the warriors, just so that you can't start popping them off as more, and rerolls to hit was the other spell, just in case he decides to go mental and charge me with something. We all know he's not.
Are you on the hill?
I'm just on the hill. I can see the hill, so yeah.
So they can see you as well.
Yes. He decides to go.
No, this is after your movement.
This is after my movement, so I must have missed a picture. So this is after my magic, missing a picture onto his turn, and then onto my movement. So this is the next one. So over here, he puts his Briar Maidens, and he throws all the way around the side and out of my line of sight. So it turns out that I end up just not worrying about them and marching up, because he's not gonna charge me. So he also gets Break the Spirit off to mean I can't march up with them, and pops a few off with the Briar Maidens and shoot it. He doesn't go for the warriors in terms of his shooting. He leaves them alone, moves out of line of sight with the trees and stuff, and tries to block the wretched ones from going too far. However,
which is why you had to move them to the left in your turn.
Instead of basically redirecting my wretched ones so that I'm not going straight forward for his infantry. However, I do go wide and wide and get to this position that you see me, and this is after shooting as well. So he's done one.
So the unit of 3 is now depleted.
Yeah. It doesn't really matter too much which way I'm facing, because I can still random move everywhere around the hill.
Absolutely.
And yeah, I've moved this way. So what it means is I can get to his infantry from 2 directions. So it's not far. He is likely to do a decent amount of damage to the smaller unit because this is after my movement. So he's got 1 more round of
He's
shooting.
got his turn 3.
Yeah,
to shoot before you can move again.
But that one at the top is looking pretty healthy, actually. So I'm hoping to get something from them. The Chosen move up to be a threat because I can always move, but I measure it so that if I move back, I can get in range of the secure target. Is it 6 inches actually?
Secure target 6 inches.
Yeah. So I'm I think it's 16 inches away. So that if I move, no, what would it be? 6, 2.5, 2.5. So 11 inches or so, whatever it is. I can move back.
You can turn around and go back whenever you're ready. Yeah.
But this causes a threat just in case he decides to move over here with anything really. Barbarians stay back, and from his point of view, he's just moved over. Oh, this is after my movement, so yeah, that's where we're at. Into my magic, it's a long charge. It's the furthest I could move back, so I completely buff these guys up with Glory Gold for flaming attacks. Obviously, the alchemy thing on them, on the avatar, and rerolls to hit. I think that is at this point. And
you see the spectral blades or ancestral blades.
I think it's ancestral blades because I've got rerolls.
They, you know?
I would have had the rerolls to wound, so yeah. He doesn't go in, thankfully, and he just moves around like so. Uses his smaller unit of archers to chaff the wretched ones at the top. However, I do have like a overrun, or something, a smallish overrun to get into the other archers, which is pretty tasty, actually.
Yeah.
So I'm looking at that, going, okay, that's cool. He moves around with the Briar Maidens, and doesn't care that he just presents his rear to my barbarians with his avatar, knowing that I'm not going anywhere near that fight. And yeah, basically just moves all his things around. His scoring units come over to basically last turn try and get within the range of the objective there, but otherwise just moves back as much as possible. Really.
Yeah. I mean, obviously we're going to go into your turn next, but could you have considered charging your barbarian to the rear of his tree dude, champion dueling it out, keeping steadfast? No?
The barbarians are a surprising amount of points considering I've got 2 sorcerers in there. It's all my magic. It's once he kills the avatar, the champion, he then kills either. Well, he just goes for my unit. He just kills the unit.
I'm just thinking that would give you a chance to turn the Chaos Warriors around and the Chosen Knights around.
The Chaos Warriors don't really mind if they get charged or charge him. So like I can still do that without charging the barbarians in, really.
Yeah.
And
it's really nice for your warriors just to stand on the hill as a nice easy target for your arrows. Yeah. But yeah.
Well, he stopped Word of Iron last time.
Yes.
So and then as you can see, starts pummeling them. And the wretched ones as well. So those 3 units at the back get the wretched ones, and then the rest go after the warriors.
Yeah, because even the trees have got a little shot thing, haven't they?
Yeah, they do. Yeah. So yeah, onto my turn. I turn the warriors around, go into the which allow a front charge with both the trees. Thinking my lord is that side, so you have to go mano a mano with my lord, and his other tree, if he wants to come in, has got all them warriors to deal with.
Yeah.
So bring it on, basically. The Chosen Knights just come this way to charge there as well. Just basically provide backup. Not really able to use them too well in this because of Break the Spirit keeps getting off. My richer ones obviously get into there, and if I can polish them off,
overrun. Yeah, that's nice.
It should be nice.
You're 3d6 overrun, aren't you? So.
3d6 overrun. It's about an 8 to get in. And my Chosen just come up again to do it. I make sure that if I get, so this is measuring the 6 inches. If I turn round, move 5 and move 10, I can get into back to the thing. So I'm making sure that there is at least some back off. I think this is basically the last term they can threaten before they have to start moving back as well.
Yeah.
This is getting in over here. I kill the unit. I overrun into his archers, and it's actually not a terrible overrun into his pathfinders and things. Obviously, it's his turn next, but on his turn, I'll be moving up. So maybe 8-9 inches, and then I'll have a 3d6 on top of that. So effectively 66 potentially if I can get through this unit.
Yeah, you just need to break steadfast, right?
So those wretched ones, yeah, really causing a havoc. Yeah, I mean I've got 5d6 plus 5 auto hits though, so winning
Do I
on
do
threes.
stomp as well, or not?
No, just the grind.
No.
That would be incredible. But yeah, so that's just looking at that.
Oh,
and
you're enjoying the sight
of my days. That's a look, hey. So really pleased with these wretched ones. They should mop up quite a bit. And as I say, I've got a 6 if I can get through this unit, which I've got to kill like 10 or something. Then I potentially got 66 movement forward in any direction really. So that's pretty nice.
I'd say as well, WARHALL's looking pretty good at the minute, isn't it?
Yeah, very nice. Like using WARHALL quite a lot, and I've used it especially this year. Use it quite a lot in team tournaments and things. So really handy. Over here, he charges with his Briar Maidens, and to be honest, I do not fancy that.
Oh, I reckon you should have held that. You know,
no,
he's only got 9 strength 3 attacks,
but
and
you
5 strength 4 attacks.
Vastly overestimating barbarians.
What are they armed with? Hand weapon, shield. What's that? 4 up armor save.
How many of them do you think are going to be actually attacking? He's going to kill loads.
No, he's not going to kill loads. He's
hitting on
14 attacks,
wounding on 4s, and I've got no save.
Yeah. Why have you got no save?
Because I'm barbarians, and he's elves, Sylvan elves.
Have you not got shields?
All right, I've got a 6-up save that gets beaten by his AP.
He's hitting on 3s, not 2s, because of parry.
I've got I don't know. It's not a bad. All right, put it in the comments. Do you genuinely think barbarians could beat a Briar Maiden's charging them?
I'm not saying they beat it.
The answer is
saying
no.
they hold it.
They don't hold it. And also, he could snipe my sorcerers who have no.
No, to be fair, there's no counter charge for you, so they are going to win on the grind if they don't win in the first turn.
Yeah.
So for that reason,
I don't fancy it. I run away. It's actually I don't run away too far, and he only needs like a 9 or something like that, a 9 or a 10. But thankfully for me, he doesn't get in. And this is the remaining moves. He uses his avatar to chaff my chosen knights, which is interesting. I should get I'll get 3 of my attacks. Don't know how that goes. And honestly, he's got AP 4, so it's pretty good against me. But we'll see how that goes. Move back his treeman this way, and I've got a choice with my chosen and my warriors. Then, as already got in with my wretched ones, and he's moved as far away as possible as he can with his. Pathfinders, and he's put his sorcerer and BSB in that top one. So I mean, if I can get through this, I'll get 3d6 and then a 3d6. So it's not actually out of the realms of possibility that could catch that Pathfinder unit at all. And worst case scenario, I'm right up in their grill and they can move 10 away from me. So I'm feeling pretty good about that situation actually. This is his failed charge and him putting Break the Spirit on my warriors, which is annoying.
Dang, Break the Spirit, man.
So it gives me a real choice there of what to do. And from my point of view, this is a few pitches on. Again.
No.
So I charged the Chosen into his treeman. I think I was in the flank. So a few less attacks than normal. But I do 3 wounds and he kills maybe 2 guys. But holds because he's stubborn, so I've only got to do 2 more wounds there, so I'm pretty happy with that. Warriors just come over here to protect the objective. The Chosen Knights decided to try their luck and charge, and as you can see, I think this is just, I don't know why I'm turned round.
It might be you're about to remove them because it's been run down. It looks like you bounced pretty much.
Yeah, Yeah, I think he was a bit closer. So I went in, I did 2 wounds, but then he just wiped the floor with me. Like, genuinely, was...
That's the fighty one, isn't it?
Yeah,
So,
really, really good. At the top, so I think you're right. I think this is maybe in the second round of combat, or I bounced and he's just
run you
smashed
down.
me up.
Yeah.
Which is a shame there, really. From my point of view, at the top, I do break them, but he only runs 2 inches, and obviously with my overrun, I overrun into him, and I only go that 2 inches instead of like. Oh no! What happened?
No, that's not right.
No,
You roll really low.
He rolled 5 inches with his
Yeah.
break. I rolled 4 with 3d6 to get him, which meant on my turn I could only go a further inch to catch the fleeing unit.
Yes, because he can't flee them because they're random move.
Yeah.
So you would just touch the fleeing unit and
instead
stop.
of being right the way over there because of one bad 3d6 roll, I'm like right there, and then he's got all the shooting in the world / moving away.
You basically rolled 66 and rolled 5.
Well, only on the first one. It didn't matter on the second.
No, I'm counting the second one because you only move an inch forward. So.
Yeah.
You got 11110 on your 66 roll.
Sure. Yeah, but it was mad, really. I was like, that's such a big swing. If I'd have caught him, and it was only like a 5, it wouldn't. Like...
Well, his characters are in that Pathfinder unit as well, aren't they?
So I mean, if you look how close I am, and that's after like maybe 6 inches of movement. So that should be, let's say, on a bad day, that's 1, but maybe even a few more. And then I'm only like 10 inches away, so it's so within the realms of possibilities.
Also, Pathfinders have got the AP shooting. They haven't actually got fortitude.
No flaming. So yeah. That's a real shame because that is a lot of points. The rich ones, and probably now he has enough time and space to run away.
Yes, and shoot you.
Effectively
like
lost me 2 turns. But yeah, so there's that. That's what's happened at the top. Over here, I think
that's just how many he killed. I think
that's just showing you the chosen. So I've got 4, 5, 6 left out of 10.
Were you only 4 wide?
I was 5, but I've just gone this because I'm hoping to kill it.
Right.
I only need to do 2 wounds there. So this is him on his turn moving away with the Pathfinders.
Absolutely.
So right up there. Basically over 18 inches away from the wretched ones and moving over, chaffing my warriors. So I will get one unit. But
the Heath Riders,
going in for the kill shooting wise. He's got 2 units over there of scoring as well, so I need to at least. I'm now getting to the point where I need to at least kill one of those units in order to win the objective or draw it. Actually, because my chosen have taken so long over here. He shoots, and I mean I was at 15. I was at 10, and I'm now down to 5, which isn't terrible in terms of that. There's a pretty good armor saving on my part, but they are dwindling, and there's I think 1 more turn after this.
And that's other than the chosen, that's your last scoring unit, right?
Correct.
Oh, speaking of the chosen,
over here,
what's going on?
They just couldn't. I did 1 wound. And obviously, obviously he goes first, so he kills a couple of my guys. I only get 1 wound with maybe 4 guys on him, and just really terrible rolling. I don't even think he saved loads. I just think I might have got 1 through and he failed it. It was something like that. It's just like and he's chosen. I was like, well, come on, I can still do it. Still get some points.
Yeah. Is that entwining roots on you?
Quite possibly, but as you can see, it was not to be. I mean, him being there as well means that he ran me down because I didn't do any more wounds with the remaining things.
So he's got 1 wound left, is that?
He's got 1 wound left. So I get half points, but it feels.
That's no consolation for a 700
I lost my
point
chosen unit. Yeah, I feel like we were like We don't understand how that's happened.
No.
But
Didn't you
yeah,
have a flaming banner as well? The
no,
flammable.
not on
Oh, you
them. I
didn't.
had it on the I had it on the Chosen Knights, which is why they
Oh, then
fancied
they bounced as well.
themselves against the Avatar, but because they were re-rolling to wound. But
They bounced.
not to be. I think actually, I'm not sure what the agility is on the Avatar. You wouldn't imagine high, but I don't know whether there was some agility shenanigans going on. Anyway, this is after my turn, so my ritual ones come
Avatar's
up.
only 3.
Yeah, I've got one more turn to potentially go after them, but he's already
They'll scatter again.
He's already 8 wide, so 8 or 9 inches behind me. So yeah, warriors just come up to face this way, saying, "Right, you can't come close to me, or I'm gonna charge you, scoring units."
Yeah.
So I've got a chance to win the objective, but obviously if he kills my scoring unit, then there's that. I do have a lord in there though, however, so I can charge some scoring units with my lord. I'm pretty sure he's not going to kill my lord. Over here, he in some weird thing that happened.
We looked at this picture and we can't work out why they fled.
We think it's something to do with his conclave going down the hole and losing wounds, but
Or the unit took wounds as well, and he just didn't remove them.
Yeah, quite
and caused
possibly.
a panic.
Yeah,
and they panicked from your warrior unit.
Yeah, the miscast on, I don't know what, break the spirit or something. Basically did enough wounds to these to make them panic, and then they fled off the board over the remaining 2 turns, which is crazy. Really mental. Really mental.
I mean, break the spirit had been hurting you a lot, so you know, maybe they just overpowered it a little bit too much.
Absolutely. Over here, onto my turn. So this is his turn. I did rally the barbarians though over there, so there's a decent chunk of points saved there. But on his turn, he just surrounds my warriors.
And moves his scoring within 6 inches.
Yeah. I think this is both his scoring units, but I'm not sure. It would make sense. But yeah. So basically, stops me and my lord getting into his scoring unit. Which
unless they want to go through an avatar, which they're probably not.
Unless I go through, but even if I do, because this is the last turn now. So if I charge
this is
and
his
overrun,
6, isn't it? Yeah.
He's still alive. So puts his avatar there, and then surrounds me to shoot. Which this is just a closer up picture of this scenario. Puts his treeman ancient up there.
The wretched ones stop them.
They're not going to kill him in 1 round.
No, he's got a 3 up armor, 5 up aegis, hasn't he? So, red 6. Yeah, it's not going to happen.
So just basically protecting his units, and shooting kills off the unit. So I'm now down on the objective, and there's not any way apart from panic. That I can get into his lord. So I choose to. So that's him shooting. I choose to go into this unit down here. To try and cause a panic. But
on the other scoring unit.
Yeah, he passes his panic, and that's the end of the game. And I was like,
he's got his BSB discipline 9 right there, isn't it? So yeah.
Yeah, I was a bit disappointed with the result. A good game, a really fun game. Aaron's a great guy. Vespacian.
He really is, yeah.
Nice to play against. It was a really fun battle with a lot of back and forth as well. And
that guy knows how to use his big tree man, doesn't he?
Yeah.
And his shooting, obviously.
His movement was very good. I felt like, we both felt like he made a mistake with the richer ones at the top and sort of just
left you that overrun.
Just about got away with it because I couldn't catch him on that 5. And because that held me up so much.
Does Lord of the Damned give you a reroll on the overrun?
If I'm within 18.
Yeah, I know. I mean, I thought you were out of range, but so it does give you a reroll on overrun as well.
Not sure actually.
I thought it was just the initial random move.
I don't think it is.
Honest,
I'm saying it now, saying it out loud. I think it's just the overall.
Yeah, that's just a dumb roll, isn't it? Really?
There's not much you can do about it.
No,
and stuff. The Chosen not killing the Tree Father was really interesting as well.
That's crazy. I mean, what? So were you Great Weapon Chosen?
Great Weapon Wrath. So his first time I was going on my agility, second time he went first. But he goes the same time with his stomp. Yeah. But first with his 5 attacks, maybe?
Something like that, yeah.
Something like that. Yeah, so it's not amazing attacks wise. I did 3 on the first
5 attacks, yeah.
Yeah, 3 on the first round, which I was happy with. then 1 on the second round.
I suppose that's the thing with Aegis 5 up. It's always swinging.
Yeah, I don't think I did nearly enough to even threaten the Aegis though.
Yeah.
But yeah, as you can see, my Richard ones did try and go for that one just to see if I could pop a wound instead.
Off the last wound. Yeah, that's right. It was a bit too far for them to go, I'd imagine.
Yeah. Just I think it was about like a 15 or something. I didn't quite get in, but they gave it a good go. And the Lord did all right as well. Chosen Knights are a bit outmatched in this matchup as well. Break the Spirit, good use of Break the Spirit and Chaffing and his maneuverability. Perhaps could have risked the Break the Spirit march and just got in his grill, but we'll see.
It's difficult with Chosen Knights.
Yeah.
Because they take 4 DT tests and they can soon start bleeding wounds, especially against Pathfinders with, AP3 shooting.
Yeah, exactly.
Just finish them off once they start bleeding.
It's Break the Spirit in this sort of list is actually nice to sort of plink away and continue to plink.
I think it's a really nice list. It's a really nice list. Yeah.
But yeah, so game 1 done. Challenge down. The gauntlet has been thrown as a nasty 16-4. Although I don't think we counted in the Treeman points, so it might have been a 15-5. But
the half points.
Regardless,
I think
a win for the US.
Indeed.
And leaving the Brits' blood boiling.
It really is. I mean, how dare they, right? How uncouth.
No, but it was a really fun game. Looking forward to the game against Swamp Simmer from my point of view. But before that, we have a game with you against Swamp Simmer.
Don't we just? Because it was kind of like both Swamp and myself are both Saurian players. The new book had very recently come out at the time, and neither of us wanted. Well, there was the whole Saurians are going to be OP because it's a new book, but we were like, well, which one of us should play them? Because the initial idea was we would all play different armies. And then we said, well, okay, we'll both play Saurians, and whoever wins the battle gets to play Saurians in the follow-up match.
Yeah, man.
So it was Saurians versus Saurians in me versus Swamp.
So
we'll
very
see what happens.
Yeah.
And we'll roll on to that. So don't forget to check out their version of this battle report. It will be the same pictures from a different perspective.
Absolutely.
He was taking pictures from his side.
Yeah.
Obviously, he'll give his thoughts on how he thought he was tactically mastering the game.
Absolutely, he was. He played very, very well. And as always, like, share, subscribe, but do it to their channel as well.
Yes.
So take a trip over to the US and click the like button and subscribe and stuff like that.
Definitely
Lots of comments as always, please. And let us know about the WARHALL pictures as well. I'm always looking to increase your viewing experience with WARHALL. So whether you like more over shots through WARHALL or
close-ups of the awesome graphics they got going as well.
Yeah, man. So let us know what you want of that, or if you'd like anything you'd like to see. But otherwise, we'll leave it there, and we'll come back for round 1, game 2.
Yes, and I need to make up some points.
Win some back for us, baby.
I'll do it my best. Thank you very much, Lucky Sixes. We will.
See you later. That's smooth.